Hello everyone, I haven't really done one of these talky videos before. This is a bit of a new thing for me, but today I'm going to be reviewing this. Can I get it in shot? There we go. This is the G4M 638 Baritone, otherwise previously known as the Sub-Zero Rogue. I'm probably going to refer to it as the Rogue throughout the rest of this video, as that's just what I know it as because it was called that for a while. It's the exact same guitar, the difference is they changed the headstock and they rebranded it, but yeah, it's just easier to say than 638 every time I want to refer to the guitar, sorry. So yeah, let's get to the review. So obviously the main selling point of these G4M 638s is the 30-inch scale length, which for those of you who don't know is the distance between the bridge and the nut up here. So yeah, on this guitar it's 30 inches, which is pretty much bang on between a guitar and a bass. Bass typically being 30 inches and guitar, I've got some examples here. So this is, for better or for worse, a Fender Stratocaster. It's a maiden career 1980s, 90s Strat. This has a 25.5 inch scale length from nut to bridge, and this is an Epiphone Les Paul, and this has a 24.75 inch scale length. So for those of you who don't know what that means, the longer you go, the lower it goes. So I currently have this guitar set up in drop E, or E, A, D, no, E, A, E, A, D, F sharp, which for those of you who I'm assuming know what this guitar is used for, is the tuning that Loaf use. So the setup of this guitar basically came perfectly set up. The action was perfect, there's no rough fret edges, there's no high frets or anything. Every fret, there's no buzz, anything. It's just wonderful, the nut is perfectly cut. I couldn't ask for better, to be fair. My one issue with it was, apologies, it came with like 24 to 84, which was just a bit too thick for what I'm doing, because that 24 for 84 is made for like standard bass 6, which is EA, DG, BE, but an octave lower than what you would expect it to be. And I was doing a bit of a different tuning on this. I go E, A, E, A, D, F sharp. Sometimes I go standard drop F, not standard drop, but you know, F, C, F, whatever the rest of it is, sorry, I can't remember off the top of my head. Other times I go a bit lower and go down to E flat. I've had it down to D. And yeah, so obviously that tuning is most famously used by Loaf, I think all throughout their career. There's a couple, so I mean those intervals are what they've used. They move it around a bit on I Let It In. And that is obviously the guitar that everyone buys, the band that everyone buys this guitar for. So the way I do it, I set it up a bit lighter than Eric because I'm not Eric. I don't get how he plays it like that because he uses a set of 14 to 68s and a 105, which is like, no. So what I do is I take a pack of Ernie Ball Mammoth Slinkies. I've only got the 12 at the moment because I bought some earlier and put them on my other guitar. But yeah, so it goes 12 to 62. I remove the 12 string and put an 85 on the bottom. Originally I just kept the stock 84, but then, you know, I put it back, and yeah, it just plays perfectly. I don't have any issues with like drift, intonations, basically bang on. And yeah, for, you know, 200 no, not even 200 and something, just 200 quid guitar, this plays truly wonderfully. As I said, no rough fret edges, no fret buzz, no weirdly cut nut slots, nothing really bad. And I think the only thing I've done to it is I've messed about with the action a bit to get it cleaner between like recordings and whatever, but otherwise it was completely playable stock. The only thing I've actually done to it is I put some blue tack on here to mute some of that ringing, which still get a bit of, especially from back here, but I like to do some effectsy stuff by hitting those. The other thing I've done, I put some Geiger locking tuners on it. Not because the original tuners were bad by any means, I mean they were completely usable, but I just wanted locking tuners because they are so unbelievably easy to use. Like, trust me, if you've got 25 quid and you've got a guitar that you aren't necessarily great at restringing, one, I'd recommend just practicing restringing. You know, you get there with time, but this just makes it so much easier. It makes it really quick. You know, you just pull the string through, tighten it. If you've got one of the electric string winders, it will take you 10 seconds to string. It's truly great. What is funny about this is that 85 is a bass string. So you get, excuse me, a bit of the ball end coming out. It's not an issue, it doesn't affect tuning or whatever. It's just, you might feel it sometimes when you're standing up. I haven't had any issues with it so far. Yeah, as I said, 200 quid for a guitar like this. I think the only cheaper option is the Harley Benton JA Baritone. I didn't go with that one because personally I didn't like the look of it. And also it's just below their free shipping limit, because I think it's 150 quid and that one's 149 quid because they just want it to be awkward. Yes, that's why I went with this one. If you're in the US, probably your best bet would be the JA Baritone. Wait, no, because that goes from Germany, doesn't it? No worries. I know that Firefly do a version of this guitar which is basically the same. You've got a hardtail bridge instead of the stop tailpiece, which, having, you know, this was my first ever guitar, it's a Les Paul. Having had a stop tailpiece, you know, basically since I started playing, I love it so much. I understand that some people might prefer hardtails. I don't mind, to be fair. The one thing I would say about this guitar, 22 frets. For a lot of the stuff that you know, I play on this type of thing, 24 frets would be amazing. But you know, I've found ways around it on my songs, and when I'm recording or just playing other people's, you know, just take it up there, or pitch shift on the 12th. It's like, it's not a big issue. But yeah, that would be nice just to have it there. Yeah, so thank you very much for checking out my review. Sorry if I'm a bit terrible on camera. I don't really do much talky stuff to a camera. I'll have to do more, considering tomorrow I'm finally getting into my bloody Jazzmaster that has been a pain for about a year. So yeah, gonna get a Schecter 7-string for that, so I'm sure there'll be a review of that on here at some point, if I feel like it. Thank you very much for watching. Goodbye.